Thanks again, panel, for that great discussion. We'll now hear from our keynote speaker, just from another meeting he was running from. I'm sure it was crazy times driving down the street. Mr. Jesse Tolleson Jr. is the acting Assistant Secretary of the Army, Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Acquisitions, Logistics, and Technology. He began his career in 1999 with the House Armed Services Committee, where he advised members on national security, budgetary proposals, and legislative processes. In 2021, he transitioned to the private sector as Director of Government Relations for GM Defense before returning to government service in 2023 as a professional staff member on the Defense Subcommittee of the Senate Appropriations Committee. In this role, he oversaw more than 550 Army acquisition programs and managed a $170 billion portfolio. Mr. Tolleson is a graduate of James Madison University, where he earned a Bachelor's of Science in Political Science and Government. Please join me in a round of applause for Mr. Jesse Tolleson.
All right, I just want to say thanks to General Smith here. That was a kind introduction, and I really appreciate it. And I want to also express my thanks to AUSA for convening today's discussion and panels. In my view, these hot topic forums are vital opportunities to bring together the Army, industry, and our acquisition professionals to share ideas, sharpen priorities, and accelerate progress. I also want to thank our industry partners for their enduring commitment to our overall mission. Industry's innovation, flexibility, and expertise are foundational to the Army's approach towards continuous transformation. My remarks today will focus on how we are embracing change, driving innovation, fostering competition, and delivering capabilities with the speed and precision that our soldiers deserve. So just a few thoughts on industry partnerships. Strong industry engagement early and often is essential. We need large primes, small businesses, non-traditionals, and academia at the table. We must foster trust, transparency, and a shared commitment to delivering outcomes for the warfighter. And I want to place emphasis on outcomes here. Our success will depend on collaborative innovation across government, industry, and academia. When we are able to pool resources, share risk, and align incentives, we will accelerate progress and unlock new capability. Collaborative R&D and innovation ecosystems will allow us to scale solutions faster and address national security challenges more effectively. So our plan is to strengthen partnerships by creating clear frameworks and clear demand signals for IP rights and data sharing. We want to build trust while protecting the interest of all parties. This will be key to harnessing a diverse expertise and accelerating delivery of warfighting capabilities. Hey, General Bassett, good to see you. So just allow me to pause here to discuss the budget for a second. The Army's FY26 request includes $43.6 billion for procurement and RDT&E. This lays the groundwork for a more lethal, agile, and resilient Army. It's also the foundation as we begin our continuous transformation process. Every dollar is going to be aligned to three strategic imperatives: delivering critical warfighting capabilities, optimizing force structure, and eliminating waste and obsolete systems. Our priority investments will be next generation command and control, accelerating FLRAA and M1E3, UAS and loitering munitions, counter UAS capabilities, and integrating air defense sensors and munitions. And finally, we're going to place emphasis on trying to strengthen the organic industrial base with our partners at AMC. So this is not about business as usual. It's about investing wisely to prepare for conflict and any contingency. So for over the next 12 to 24 months, Our focus will be on building a faster, more lethal and adaptable force, focusing on the following. We're going to accelerate the development and fielding of NGC2 to core and divisions. We're going to enhance spectrum dominance through the acceleration of electronic warfare capabilities. We plan to integrate UAS into all formations at echelon, while scaling production by a factor of 10. In turn, we will continue to focus on expanding counter UAS capabilities to create a layered defense architecture. Our plan will be to utilize the recently approved autonomy characteristic of need, and we will develop an aggressive strategy to pursue autonomy and unmanned systems, partnering with TIC formations. Our plan will also be to expand production capacity for critical munitions like PAC-3 and PRISM. We're also going to enact reform processes to help accelerate delivery timelines. As we look at our force design and as we transition to more of a mobile brigade combat team construct, our emphasis will be on accelerating the infantry squad vehicle and investing in lightweight deployable platforms. With respect to soldier lethality, our plan will be to accelerate fielding of next-gen squad weapons, lightweight body armor, and night vision systems. And looking at it from an organic industrial base resiliency standpoint, our focus is going to be on modernizing facilities like Lake City and Holston and investing in advanced manufacturing, including 3D printed drones. So this is continuous modernization, transforming not just what we field, but how we fight and how we organize. AFC and TRADOC are consolidating. FORCECOM will evolve into the Western Hemisphere Command. The Army is committed to scaling what works, eliminating outdated systems, and ensuring that readiness for the challenges of tomorrow are there. So let's talk about MOSA. Competition drives innovation. It lowers cost and will deliver better results. Whether you're a major defense contractor or a startup with a novel idea, we want your best thinking. That's why the Army embraces the modular open systems approach. Open data standards will reduce vendor lock, cut cost, and allow for rapid technology refresh. For us, MOSA is not optional. It's a warfighting imperative. So I'll transition now to another hot topic that's been out there, the right to repair. In order to ensure operational readiness, our soldiers must have the appropriate levels of access to the intellectual property data and associated license rights needed to repair our systems. We will work to conduct upfront planning to ensure we can repair and maintain equipment cost effectively, while also incentivizing industry to provide access to innovative technologies. Both the government and industry must prioritize programs' ability to repair and sustain equipment from the beginning of the solicitation process. The goal is a more resilient force that can sustain systems quickly, affordably, and independently. We can all benefit by embracing the mindset that innovation is not just about technology, though. It's about mindset and culture. We are breaking down silos, simplifying processes, and fostering a culture of urgency and risk-taking. As Secretary Driscoll has said, the Army cannot afford to stand still in a world that is constantly moving forward. That means embracing AI, intelligent automation, and rapid software development to deliver faster and smarter. Innovation will give us the adaptability to respond to the unexpected and stay ahead of sophisticated adversaries. We must constantly strive to outthink, out-innovate, and out-deliver. So for me, transformation depends on tapping the speed and agility of non-traditional firms. Programs that we have in place like X-Tech, SIBR and SITR, and the Technology Maturation Initiative provide funding, mentorships, and access to soldiers for real-time feedback and experimentation. These programs reduce time to deployment and ensure alignment with operational needs. They are vital tools to unlock dual-use tech and deliver scalable battlefield solutions. The Army's future does not depend on who builds the best widget. It depends on who builds the right capability at the right time for the right fight. That's where startups can shine. So we will maximize leverage of all acquisition reform authorities already provided by Congress to deliver capability at speed. We will maximize use of the software acquisition pathway. Right now, we have 18 Army programs that are currently using this approach, and we expect that to grow. We're also going to maximize use of OTA and CSOs. In FY24, the Army executed over 2,000 OTAs worth about $6.2 billion, providing access to non-traditional partners with fewer barriers. We expect that to grow. These tools help us move with the urgency the battlefield requires. Everything we do in Army acquisition serves one purpose: to deliver capability and outcomes to our soldiers. That means giving them the tools to fight, win, and come home safely. Our soldiers are the heart and soul of the Army, and they deserve nothing less than the best. It's about outcomes, not process. We expect transparency and accountability. We want industry to succeed and make a profit, but we have a responsibility to ensure wise use of taxpayer dollars as well. And again, it's about the outcome, not the process. We will aggressively apply speed, precision, and hold ourselves accountable. We are already taking bold action. Secretary Hegseth recently wrote in his memorandum, "Unleashing U.S. military drone dominance. Lethality will not be hindered by self-imposed restrictions. Drone technology is advancing so rapidly, our major risk is risk avoidance. The department's bureaucratic gloves are coming off. So we must act with urgency. We are not operating in an environment with business as usual, and we must embrace the change." So as we all know, the enemy will always have a vote. So credible deterrence will always be our goal, but if deterrence fails, our job is to ensure soldiers enter the fight with a decisive edge. We must act boldly, we must innovate relentlessly, and we must do it together with industry, academia, and our acquisition professionals working in lockstep. My door is always open. I look forward to hearing your ideas and thoughts, and I look forward to your partnership in building the future Army. Thank you.
Are you taking questions, sir?
I don't think that was the plan, but I'm happy to take a few if you want.
Okay, if you don't mind, I'll kick things off.
Yeah. Why not?
And you touched on this a little bit, so if maybe you could just expand on it. What role does collaboration with industry play in shaping the Army's modernization strategy for procurement?
I think they're going to play a critical role. As I mentioned in the speech, I think our goal is to engage with industry early and often and throughout the process. I think as we look at the big A standpoint, if we're able to reform our requirements process, look more towards a characteristic of need, that's going to provide the opportunity, I think, for us to engage with industry early, get their thoughts and feedback, bring them to the table, and have a better understanding as to what is really technically feasible. I think the Army is already going down this approach with transformation and contact. And we as ASA, we're going to establish sort of more direct links into the field, sort of start to capture those capability gaps, put people on contract using innovation funds like CyberSitter, like Mantech, like the TMI funding profile, to be able to really get out there and test those capabilities or test those solutions and see what works, and then create that rapid transition pathway. So I think for us, it's more, let's be more open and engage with industry early and often. I think that'll make a big difference.
Sir, thank you for being here. Please give Mr. Tolleson a big round of applause.